with 3 successive draws in the Premier League in a row. Well, I know from my perspective, I don't know about Moyes, I want to end that rut tomorrow at Old Trafford as we take the trip up to face a below par, let's be honest, Manchester United side, but still have the capabilities to win comfortably. It's going to be a difficult game. It always is going up to Old Trafford, as Moyes alluded to in his pre-match presser yesterday. But if you get at them, if you attack a little bit, and if you utilise the talent we've got in our side, then we might come away with something. Welcome back to West Ham and Official. Hope you are all well. It's the match preview for Manchester United versus West Ham. The game's coming in quick succession. We dissected Thursday night last night, and now tonight we're here talking about tomorrow. Mike is joining me. Mike, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I've been better, mate, but I'm here.
He's here. See, it's dedication. It's dedication. I asked Mike a couple of hours ago, could he come on for the preview, assuming that he was, back to full fitness. He comes on and he's still a bit under the weather. So, Mike, thank you very much for coming on, mate.
No, that's all right, mate. It's not a problem. Not a problem.
So, Man United tomorrow. Our last win was at the end of December against Arsenal in the Premier League and in all competitions in the end as well. So, we need to stop this rot at some point. And I don't know whether it's tomorrow. I'm a little bit pessimistic, to be honest.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, mate. Yeah, it would have been nice if United didn't come back and win 4-3 the other night, because they're going to have the wind in their sails a bit now, I think. To be totally honest, we go up there and something always goes wrong, doesn't it? We always get a decision against us or something like that. Just need something to go our way tomorrow, and just need to be 100% better than we were Thursday night.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's just been a series of results, isn't it? And what's just annoyed me even more is watching a bit of Saturday night football and seeing Villa just completely breeze past Sheffield United. Scored 4 in the first half. I think, are they still 5-0 up? I don't know whether they scored any more or not.
It's 5-0.
Yeah, still 5. I mean, they're comfortably battering them. And we failed to do that a couple of weekends ago when we failed to beat a bottom half championship side over two legs, essentially. In the end, we failed to beat Brighton at home, which, to be fair, isn't a bad result by any stretch, but still at home, a draw is not a fantastic result. And when you build up all those results over time, there's just a bit of frustration that's boiling over now where we need this to end. And to be honest, for the 3,000 go at tomorrow, Mike, early start, I'd rather us go out there and lose 3-0 and have a go than go out there and lose with a whimper 1-0. Like, I'm fed up of just especially going to Old Trafford as well and sitting back for the first 70, being 1-0 down and going for it for the last 20 minutes and then losing 1-0. Why don't we try something different? And, Moyes' words in his presser just summed up what's going to happen. That's done the rounds over the last 24 hours where he said it's notoriously a difficult place to go, etc., etc. And it's just already admitting not defeat, but pessimism, really.
Yeah, a bit of reverse psychology it could be, I know. But joking aside, Jay, we haven't played well for a long, long time. When's the last best performance we had? Probably the Wolves game, and that was only in spasmodic little flipping 10 minutes here and there. I can't remember the last time we played really, really well over 90 minutes. It's a fair time ago. Let's face it, we scraped wins against Arsenal and Tottenham. There's not we need a performance, like you just said. I think we need to go up there tomorrow and get a performance. It'd be great to get a result. A draw, I'd take it right now. No doubt about that. But we need to get some sort of pattern of play, and we cannot play with Ward-Prowse on the left wing and 4 midfielders across the middle again like that. Oh, no way. We just cannot do it.
Do you know what? I mean, you were there on Thursday and it sounded dreadful on the TV, just everything about it. But I sat on the build-up show before the game and I was quite jovially amused by that lineup. And then when I saw it all just laid out and I actually watched it, I was mortified. And at least the glimmer of hope that I'm taking from it is that Moyes came out and for one of the very few times he said this at West Ham, he actually admitted he got it wrong. So hopefully that infers that he's not going to do it again on Sunday, but he just got it all wrong on Thursday.
Yeah, but Jake, also, yeah, players were in the wrong positions. Ward Price on the left. There was nothing. Every time we looked up, players in the middle of the park, I felt sorry for him. Like Alvarez, you know, he does his little spin or whatever, and he looks up and there's nothing out there.
No.
You know, and Kudus and Bowen were tucked right like that. They were miles away from each other. They had 3 men on Kudus most of the time. To be totally honest, a decent team would have beaten us the other night.
Yeah.
No problem. I wasn't that impressed with Bournemouth. They played a lot of long balls in the channels and whatever. I thought they were going to be better than that. I mean, we were diabolical, you know, and they should have beaten us. And probably the only one who comes out of his head held high is Areola for keeping us in the game.
Absolutely. Let's see what we've got in the chat before we carry on. Good evening to everyone. Caroline, I hope you are well. Jay, I hope you are well as well. Robert and Peter join us, the usuals, of course. Jay says, I would feel confident tomorrow if we have Paqueta fit. As he is not, I'm not expecting anything tomorrow. I don't know where I'm at, to be honest. And I'm part of a prediction league with Gary, who comes on. And I just put down 1-0 West Ham for the sake of it, because I just don't like predicting us not to win. But that's not with me giving us any hope of winning, but it's just because I'm doing it for the sake of it. And look, I always look forward to and enjoy the away days. I've just been speaking to Terry, who we're going with tomorrow, and he messaged about 5 minutes ago and said, I'll see you in 12 and a half hours. And I was like, oh my God. Bearing in mind we live an hour away from Terry. And I'm like, oh my God. But we have turned up this year against Arsenal, Spurs. We've done an absolute job on them. And it's just these sides, do you know what? A lot of people are giving Bournemouth credit, but Mike, I agree. I thought they were quite poor, actually. And you're right, a decent side would have beaten us comfortably. Yeah, they had the chances to do that and they couldn't convert them. But in the end, we were absolutely shocking. I mean, every aspect of it. I mean, the only credit I'll give Bournemouth to a sense of like style of play was that you could see, and you know, Mike, you've got quite an aerial and sort of a good view of it, is that you could sense and you could understand like they had a ethos and a way of playing football. It's just I just got the feeling it was just all chucked in together, and it was like 11 strangers play football, but they had a way of playing.
Yeah, I think they definitely got a plan, and that manager he's done all right. Yeah, but not taking everything away from Bournemouth, because they've had some good results recently as well, you know, and they were well organised, you know. But all I'm saying is a good side would have really belted us the other night, because our passing was just so poor. It was so lapse, you know. A much better team would have taken advantage of it, Jake. They would have, you know, put us back on our heels, but a lot for. Even though I said we were really poor, I mean, they didn't get around the back of us many times. Even then, you know, we joke about, you know, Zuma running like the Tin Man, but they still didn't really go by him, you know, and they kept playing these long channel balls in there. So, yeah, I mean, we were lucky to get away with a point in my mind, you know, and it was just a poor all-round performance. And the general passing was just so poor. It was really bad, and they've just got to be so much better than that. And I felt for Kelvin Phillips, to be honest, Jake, because he had to come into that. It's so much easier, isn't it, to come in, you know, play with all the players he's got round him at Man City.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it makes me laugh. You know, these youngsters and that, like at Liverpool, you know, they've done really well, haven't they? The young fullback and whatever. And I was saying to someone, you put them in our team and see how well you play then. It's easy when you're playing with so many good players and you know, in a positive team and everything's going right for you. It's a lot harder when things aren't going right for you and you got your head down and results ain't happening. So I'm not massively down about it, you know, because they got to get better than that. They can't be that bad again.
No. Well, you know, you can't be that bad. I mean, you could put the 2 Bristol City games in there. You could put the Sheffield United game in there. You could put Thursday's game in there, and that's 4 games. And you're like, surely this has got to end. at some point, and I don't know what we've got to do about it. And yeah, Calvin Phillips, I think I thought he was hung out to dry by Zuma with that pass. I mean, that was one of his first touches in a West Ham shirt, and he was put in a really, really bad situation, and he didn't handle it very well. But to be honest with you, a player that hasn't played football consistently for 18 months, what do you expect? And we should have been, or those players should have been told just to get him a few nice early touches early on in midfield, get him comfortable before we start chucking him in the deep end, facing our own goal on the 18-yard line. It's just lunacy, complete lunacy.
Oh yeah, it was an awful pass. Like I said, they should have played him into the game. They should give him some, when he's got a bit of space, give him the ball then to get him into the game. And the poor bloke.
Yeah.
It was tough for him. He held his hands up when he come off and said, like, to say sorry. But he's not match fit. And I think what would have been better would have probably been to bring him on for 60 minutes, not to take him off after 60.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when you put all of those four together along that line, it's like Moyes went, right, Benrahma and Fornals, he didn't really know in the morning what was going to happen there. Then he went, right, we've got all these midfielders. So do you know what? I'm just going to play them all. Like, that's must have what he told Nolan and, whoever else their head team.
I think he just looks at it thinking, what's my best 11 players?
And puts them on there.
And then he puts them all out. He must throw them out and then think, oh, I'll have to put him there, him there, him in there. No, play your best players in your best positions. Don't pay people out of position.
Yeah.
If you've got too many players for one position, you play your best player in that position and you leave the other one out.
Yeah.
And I just knew he was going to do that. I said to Tom on the way out, I said, he will play Souček as a number 10 tonight.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to work.
Just to interrupt, we've got a donation to the channel. Mark, that's the biggest donation we've ever had to the channel. Thank you very much. £50 into the kitty. Thank you very much, Mark. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. That'll buy me a nice Coke and a pie tomorrow. I nearly said pint. A Coke and a pie in Old Trafford tomorrow. So thank you very much indeed, Mark. That's greatly appreciated. It keeps us ticking over, and it keeps Mike's appearance fees paid for as well, because the more the channel builds and consists, the emails he keeps sending and like the invoices, they just keep rolling. I know it's not you, Mike. I know it's your manager, but it's just getting a bit much.
I'll have a word with him. Sorry, her.
All right. Let's take some more comments. Crazy. I'm gonna say what. For the first time in a while, I watched quite a bit of Soccer Saturday today. And do you know what? I think I picked the right day to do it, because that was crazy today. 4-2 Luton were up at one point. Of course, well, when it got back to 4-4, I thought Newcastle were going to go on and win it. But was there a Desmond today as well? Yeah, the early game was Desmond. A 4-4.
Desmond, wasn't it?
Yeah, Burnley was a Desmond as well. So yeah, so many goals today, and now this Villa game, they're running riot as well. So yeah, we've been entertained today in the football front, that's for sure. At least Luton are giving it a go. Do you know what? I said pretty much post-Christmas, they're an underdog to stay up. And when I looked at the live Premier League table, when they were winning, Mike, I know they only got a point out of it, but when they were winning, they were on 22 points. I think they were level with Brentford up in 16th.
I'll tell you what, Jay, I thought that was a great win for us on that Friday night. Their first home game, wasn't it? Because of the problems. I always thought that was a flipping good win for us. And it's probably one of our best performances when you look back. Because look at Arsenal, they were lucky that, they had extended time and they scored in that extended time. Otherwise, they wouldn't have got a win there. I think Liverpool drew there. It's always going to be a difficult place to go. They've lost lots of games by the odd go. They've always been in games. I thought them at home, they may get enough points at home to get out of it, but starting to play well away from home now. So, yeah. Do you know what? I'd love it if they stayed up.
So would I. Yeah. Absolutely. Jay says, good to hear. Mine has been pretty chilled as well. I dread every game, but tomorrow especially, I really don't know where I'm at with it, to be honest with you. I think the first 10 or 15 is going to set the tempo, and that's the thing that's been irritating me so much, is that we set the tempo in games, and it's dreadful. You know, the way we roll the ball across the back line. You know, I think possession was pretty even on Thursday night, but the difference was they were actually doing something with it. We were rolling it across the back line, then into midfield, then it came back out to the fullbacks, then back to the centre half, back to Bariola, who will hoof it up, and then we'd lose it. We can see how it works, and I just don't know what we do in training to improve this, whether we do anything at all. I mean, throw-ins, there's no movement from throw-ins. There's no movement when a player's got the ball. And players like Kudus must think, what the hell am I doing in this side? Because there's some dreadful football minds in that side.
Yeah, but there is some quality footballers in there as well, Jake, but they're just not playing well at the moment. No. I mean, Ward-Prowse, he honestly, he cannot play any other position for me other than just, you know, in front of a holding midfielder. Yeah. That's where he's got to play, because he can make those little passes. You know, we see how good he is, you know, swinging dead balls in and whatever. He can play like that. And he scored goals as well. Early in the season, he was, you know, he was pushing forward. He scored that goal against, who was it? Tottenham he scored, didn't he? He scored against, was it Brighton as well? Yeah. I mean, you know, he puts a lot of work in and covers a lot of ground, but you cannot play him on the left-hand side in that diamond formation. It just doesn't work. I mean, Alvarez has got to sit. There's no doubt about that. And I think Phillips should push on a bit more as well. You know, I don't know. We almost like have a flipping, not a double pivot, but a quad pivot.
Exactly. We had a discussion last night about James Ward-Prowse, and it was me, Gary, and Nigel, and they both sort of agreed that they don't know A, Ward-Prowse's best position, or B, what impact he actually has on the side, apart from, you know, the decent set pieces. And we had quite an in-depth conversation about whether his worth, and I added to it. I said, look, I think he's neat and tidy in midfield, but I think playing him and Souček in the same midfield is ridiculous, because they're too similar in what they do.
Yeah, I mean, he's much better on the ball than what Souček. Yeah. A lot better on the ball.
But then Souček brings the physical side of it. So
he hasn't got the physicality that Souček's got. You know, and Souček does run for you. There's no doubt about that, and he hasn't got that ability to hit the box and score goals like Souček does. But yeah, you mould the two together and you've got a fantastic player. But joking aside, if we need to be more progressive from midfield, and I think Phillips should be given a bit more of a rein to get forward like he did. He's not fit enough yet. Admittedly, he's got to get match fit like he did when he played for Leeds.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you know, we've got to tailor what we do to players, you know, strengths, and that's just not what we do. And I hope tomorrow Moyes learns from his mistakes on Thursday night. And listen, I don't know what our best lineup is. We're expecting Soufal to come back in to the squad, because his one match ban has now been done for the Sheffield United red card, because it was 2 yellows, I believe. So he'll be back in. Now the question is, we also discussed Ben Johnson last night, whether his best role actually is a wing back or a full back, or whether his best position is probably not having that defensive shackle on him and being just that little bit further up in a more right midfield sort of role. Would you be playing Johnson tomorrow, or does Soufal come back in for you?
I don't think Johnson's let us down, to be honest. Been one of our better players in the last few games.
Yeah.
And I think we need to keep him. Again, another homegrown player. You've got to think about these things as well, Jake. You know, you know, I know it's wrong, but he's a homegrown player. You need them. I think I've always rated him. I've always said there's something there with him. He's got pace, and he likes to get forward, and
he's brought energy to the side.
And he like I say, he can beat a man. Yeah, so maybe keep him in the midfield role, push him out wide.
Yeah,
you know, that's a possibility. You could play Soufal and Johnson down that right.
Always,
you know, I thought, you know, honestly, when he came on in midfield, he came on with a smile on his face. He was laughing almost as if to say, "I'm in midfield," you know. You know, it's like a kid with an extra sweet. But he loved it in there. He was running around. He was enjoying it. Yeah, it's a possibility, Jake. We could do it.
Yeah, we'll talk about further team news in just a second, but I think what pretty much epitomises the state of the club and the enjoyment in the football at the moment is that the club have obviously recognised a slight downfall in support at home, so they've brought a new initiative. Well, it's not new; it's an old initiative, but for the game against Burnley on the 10th of March, it's kids for a quid because they want to fill those seats again. So they've obviously recognised. I mean, last night from what on Thursday, sorry, from what I saw up in Bobby Moore Upper, it looked quite bare up there, and that's reflective, Mike, of the way we're playing. You know, people aren't enjoying going to the stadium.
Yeah, but the trouble is, you know, and we don't start off well.
No.
You know, the fans we all get there. We're all up for it, especially around where I am. I mean, we do have a good bit of atmosphere in there. I don't see it in other parts of the ground, I've got to be honest. But there is other little pockets, you know, where you can see people trying to get things going. And our area is one of them. But I could, you know, after we concede such a poor goal in the first 5 minutes, it's just flat. It's just gone totally flat then. And you can't blame people because it's so hard to get it going then. You know, you feel like your shoulders are down and you think, oh, not again, you know, not the same old crap again. Yeah. Surely we've not done that again. Yes, we have, you know, and everyone's looking around at each other thinking, oh dear. You know, and it's just, you know, the atmosphere is flat and it's bound to be. You know,
the point it's got now is like, you know, if you've got
exactly, you know, if you've got crowd don't shout about.
If you've got a season ticket there and you're around the same people, you can sort of build a connection where if something bad happens, which is happening, you can just turn around and you can just give a look. That's what I do. I just give a look.
Yeah. Well, I obviously know that all the people around, you know, they've been the same people for years round by me, and you know, I look around and we're all doing this, you know.
And it's constant, and you know, it's not every now and then. Like it's just, it's painful. Moyes didn't really give an update in his press conference about team news. He said it's a really quick turnaround from Thursday's game. Excuse number one. We're getting ourselves back together quickly, and hopefully everyone will come through okay. There's no update in terms of injuries. We're still dealing with the lads who are injured. We've not had any more from the medical team to suggest that Lucas Paqueta is going to be back. He's been out for a few weeks, and I don't think he'll be back for this weekend. Mikel Antonio is coming on a bit more. He's running on the grass. He's not worked with or trained with the team, but he's training outside. I couldn't give a projected return date at this moment. I like to take that with a pinch of salt because in the past he said players aren't going to play and then they just turn up and play. So, but I think it's unlikely that we're going to see either of them two back involved, which is a shame because I mean Paqueta is the key to the creation, and he's the man that gets the ball from midfield to Kudus, which is what we lacked on Thursday night because we didn't get the ball to him enough.
No, he's our one bright shining light, really. I mean, you know, the one time he actually broke away from two of their defenders and only had one, you know, he got the penalty. If you can get him on one on 99% defenders, he's going to cause them big problems.
Yeah.
But he needs more help. You know, he needs someone like Paqueta to give him that ball. And I don't see who else can do it in our midfield. I've got to be honest. They're not none of them that sort of player.
And to be fair, most of them failed to put 3 10-yard passes together at some point. So so we struggled at some points as well. Jay says, I'm aware Paqueta is more than likely not available for tomorrow's game, but I did see he was in training today, so hopefully he might be available. Yeah, we don't know. There was a video of him doing one-on-one training with a coach that appeared today or yesterday, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'll be surprised, but it will be a pleasant surprise if he is there. Dad says, I do fear an early home goal could lead to a thumping. I mean, I reacted to what Moyes said about notoriously it's being a difficult place to go, Man United and all that. And he doesn't know where they are in the league. And they got a decent comeback midweek against Wolves. They were leading comfortably. Then Wolves pulled it back and a Kobe Mainu goal sealed the deal for them. But they're a team where if you get up them and you try and impose a bit of threat, they're a vulnerable side and they're a gettable at defence. And that's what we will fail to see and fail to achieve tomorrow. We'll sit back and we'll try and maintain pressure, get to half-time 0-0, get to 70 minutes 0-0, then try and have a go. But getting to 70 minutes 0-0 when you sit back, they have got some quality there. There's no doubt about that, and they will eventually score.
Yeah. I no doubt that unless we're a lot better, we could get beat 3 or 4. No doubt about that. But you know, every time all the pundits start writing us off, we pull off a result. Yeah. You know, and we saw it, didn't we? In the first half against Tottenham, we all thought, oh my God, this is going to be an absolute murdering. But you know, we turned it around. And to be fair, we were a little bit lucky to stay in the game. But you know, we come out winning that game. You can't win like that all the time. You know, there's going to be times when things go wrong, and we've seen that this year, haven't we? The Fulham game, you know, the Liverpool game. It can go horribly wrong, and I just hope tomorrow's not one of them where it goes horribly wrong again.
Absolutely. Johnny says that it's on the grapevine Moyes expected to sign a new contract in the next few weeks. Yeah, I saw that today as well. And there's been a bit of a sort of Twitter-wide debate where a few people have gone, well, I'm just not going to renew my season ticket next year. And there's been sort of back and forth from the Moyes in and the Moyes out brigade saying that you should do this and you should do that. And look, if people don't want to renew their season ticket because of the style of football, I don't think you can blame them at all. Honestly, I wouldn't blame a single person for not renewing their season ticket next year because of it's not entertainment, and that's true.
Well, that's right. That's what we pay for. We pay to be entertained, but we also want our team to win. You know, and okay, I'd take it if you know we could grind out wins every week. Like I'd take that. You know, because I'd still enjoy it winning. Yeah. But I just don't see the progression in it. To be totally honest, it's tough, isn't it? Because I think there's players there that probably need to. Those players want to know who's going to be managing that team next year, don't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, we need to see a vision here, and it needs to be sorted swiftly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it should have been sorted by now. To be totally honest, the fans need to know. The players all need to know. Everyone needs to know, and especially for next summer, because that's an important transfer window again for us. We got to get people in now after offloading all these players. So there's talks that Tim and David don't get on.
Well, they do have a good chat before most home games on the pitch.
I've seen them together talking down there, but apparently they don't get on. But then again, I take a lot of these rumours with a pinch of salt.
Absolutely.
You know, you need some cohesion. You need to know where you're going, you know, and they've got to make a decision. They've got to sort something out. And that's all down to flipping Sullivan, isn't it, at the end of the day, and Brady to get that sorted out. I'm still worried, Jake. Honestly, I'm still worried that if we think, you know, are we going to get another Pellegrini-type manager? If you look out there, who is there really?
There ain't a lot about it, is there?
Who is there really that you could say would come to us, one, and two, play, okay, a lot of managers would play a better style, but get more results with the team that we got.
Yeah, fair enough.
Difficult. I'm not a total Moyes in or Moyes out. If we could get, I've always been a bit on the fence. If we could get a high quality manager, I'd love to see him come in there and play some better football.
Yeah,
but I don't think we can.
It would just be refreshing. Peter says, I thought you said coconut and a pie. I don't know why I said Coke, because I don't even like Coke, to be honest. It just came out. If they do a good Oasis, that'll be nice. But last time from memory, it was the cheapest pie and pint in the whole of the Premier League. And I sort of had to rub my eyes and go, is that right? And I think it was about £3.50 for a bottle of Carling and about £4 for a pie. So quite looking forward to that.
Last year, I think
you had a hot dog, didn't you?
I bought a hot dog, a hot chocolate, and a bar of chocolate for about £10.
Oh, the meal deal. Oh, cheeky meal deal. Yeah.
And that is a bargain compared to what you got to pay at London Stadium.
Well, exactly. You got to pay more than £10 just to get the hot dog start with. No wonder it's blooming drinking a chocolate bar. But if you want to find out what I do indulge in tomorrow at Old Trafford, make sure you watch the match vlog as well. So there'll be a vlog that I'm going to start in a minute, because there's no chance I'm starting a vlog with the enthusiasm needed when I wake up at about before 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, Mike. Do you blame me?
I'll be snoring, mate, honestly.
You will be.
Yeah,
I'll be up, but I'll have a smile on my face and I'll be ready to
yeah,
go.
yeah. Enjoy,
Of
mate.
course.
Enjoy.
Of course. Zuma struggles to walk, let alone run. Peter's right here. He says, I bet the Luton manager tells his players to go out and enjoy it, as everyone thinks they will go down, and he tells them to prove them wrong. That should be his team talk every week. And if that's what it is, it's working at the moment. And do you know what? I hope they stay up, because it really puts two fingers up to the Premier League and the because they don't want them in the league. They're not putting in the numbers, are they? Luton watch time and all that. But I think it'd be a brilliant story if they stayed up. Absolutely, yeah. Let's hope so.
I'd love it. Honestly, I'd love it if they stayed up.
Yeah, and I think Everton have run their course now as well. It'd be quite nice for them to drop down, don't you think, Mike?
Everton and Sheffield United. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Ronnie says, Luton, what a team they are. What they lack in quality, they make up for in heart. Wish we had a vibe like that in our team. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Mandy says he played 4 midfield players, 3 holding against Bournemouth at home against Man United. He will play 5 at midfield with just Bowen up top. I'm sensing an 8-1-1 formation.
Could well be. Yeah. Honestly, I honestly don't think he will play that same formation. He cannot.
Surely not. No.
Yeah. But now we're sort of like a left winger short, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Although Corney did get a good 2 minutes the other night.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he enjoyed that.
Yeah, I bet he did.
So for Moyes to change the system, one of the midfielders has got to be sacrificed. Who do you want to be sacrificed, and who do you think will be sacrificed, Mike?
It won't be Souček.
Who will it
be? It should be.
Yeah.
It should be in my mind. I think in my mind, you keep Souček on the bench. He's an ideal bloke to bring on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You get a set piece in the early end or whatever. He's the ideal bloke to bring on, for the last 20 minutes. I would leave Souček out. I'd play Phillips, Ward-Prowse and Alvarez as a middle three. And I'd probably go obviously Kudus and Bowen.
My only concern with that is with Phillips. Is he going to be? We don't know. Is Phillips going to be up to playing 2 games in 5 days after not playing so much football?
Probably not, but he's going to need game time. So
yeah,
I wouldn't have started him the other night. I'd have brought him on, but he's had 60 minutes now. I'd probably play him again now because of that. And then, if he tires again, then you got Souček on the bench, haven't you?
Yeah. Or you've got the alternative of bringing Johnson in. Yeah. I would be tempted to bring Johnson in because I think you'll bring Soufa back in at right back. I think what he could do is put Soufa, if he's feeling extra adventurous, Soufa at right back. Then play Johnson a little bit further in sort of right midfield, so he's not a centre midfielder in that sort of right midfield role. Bowen through the middle, and then Kudus on the left, and then the midfield sort of sorts itself out. So then, so you've got Kudus left mid, Johnson right mid, and then Bowen down the middle. If he's not going to play, or maybe then you could sacrifice one of the midfielders and just have 2 in the midfield and play Danny Ings just off of Bowen if he's feeling extra adventurous on top. There's many things he can do, but realistically, I'm wasting my breath, Mike, aren't I? Because it's going to be about 4 across the midfield.
You know what's going to happen, and Souček will play. But that's the other thing I forgot all about. Danny Ings had his best game for us.
Yeah.
Playing behind the front man when he came, when he played against Sheffield United. Yeah. No doubt about it. Looked absolutely at home there, and also looked like he was enjoying himself. He was charging all over the place. He was cutting balls at it. See, he's good with the ball at his feet. He is tidy, He won a penalty. He set up a goal. And what does he do? Bring him on and put him up front.
Exactly, and the issue is, and people wonder, and I've questioned the fringe players in the past, and 2 that have departed in the last couple of days. I've questioned them on many occasions, but once again, it's another prime example of that. Corney didn't play fantastic against Sheffield United. I'll be the first to say that, but he got a goal. And that's got to be a bit of confidence. His first goal for West Ham. And, he pointed back to the away end and he went, come on, as if, this could be the start of something here. Ings played his first decent game in a West Ham shirt. I'd say, throughout the entirety of it, he was okay. And that's the first time I've been able to say that in that role, playing just behind Bowen. being that sort of support for the striker. So as you said, what does he do? He puts Bowen back out on the right, which, yes, that's his best position. I sort of understand that.
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
you sacrifice Danny Ings doing anything at all by putting him up front on his own, which hasn't worked for the last 2 years. His man management is diabolical.
I know, but we can all see it, Jake, can't we? We can all see that, oh, hang on a minute. Ings has had a great game in behind the front man, in that little pocket. He looks really good there. Maybe we ought to play him there again.
And the infuriating thing about it is Moyes patted himself on the back after the Sheffield United game and said, I put Ings there and that was a plan. And then he said it worked, he did better. And then he went, well, no, that's all right. We'll leave that until next week. Don't worry, we won't try that again.
Well, it's just because he wants to fit those 4 midfielders in. And he's then putting, square pegs in round holes.
Yeah, that's it. Square pegs in the round holes. Right, in terms of the midfield situation, Johnny says, if we drop Souček and James Ward-Prowse passes forward when the runner makes his move, we should play a lot better. That's very true. If he does part, he's quite safe with his passes. Ward-Prowse is very much sideways, but it's neat and tidy. He very rarely loses the ball and he shields the ball quite well. But there's just not the creative spark in him that we probably desire without Paqueta in that side. It's a shame we drew against Sheffield United. Villa are currently showing them up exactly. What's the score, Mike? Is it still 5?
Oh, it's finished.
Oh, it's finished, is it? Oh, right.
Oh. Yeah,
5. There we go.
Sheffield United had one disallowed for offside.
Oh, did they? I bring in Soufal in and put Johnson on the right mid. So would I. Put Johnson on the left and move Emerson onto left wing. Yeah, that's another scenario they could try. Then Kudus is shifted over slightly. I don't know. Same 11 as Thursday. Playing 3: Zuma, Mavropanos, and Johnson. Johnson wing back and Emerson. James Ward-Prowse, CDM, Alvarez, Phillips, Souček and Bowen and Kudus up front. Does that look worse than the team Moyes put out on Thursday? I mean, it's a change. Yeah, Alvarez sitting, James Ward-Prowse, Phillips is in there. So it is a 4-man midfield again.
And there's another thing we're forgetting, Jake, is Orgerd's back now.
Oh yes, yeah, and he comes in for Zuma surely.
And he's got, because Zuma don't play 2 games a week anyway, does he?
No, he doesn't. No, that's like an unsaid rule, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, the way he's running, I mean, he's like a tin man out there running, isn't he? You've got to keep oiling up his legs to keep him going. But that's coming from me, who's had about 5 knee operations and played till I was 40. But joking aside, the flipping Orgerd must have to come in surely now to give Zuma a rest anyway. And I mean,
we've actually missed him. Yeah.
Yeah. Mavropanos had a decent game on Thursday. He was okay. As long as he doesn't keep playing that stupid back pass, so he's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's capable of moving the ball out of defence a lot quicker than Zuma's just too slow. And I like that about Mavropanos. He will actually advance, into another 10 yards and try and knock a ball. And he's got the ability to do that as well.
Yeah.
So, Orgerd as well. He's got pace. I think you've got to bring him back in.
So would I. Johnny says if they offer him another contract, the place will be bare. The under 18s lost against Man City 2-1 today. The Premier League Cup was about 5 or 6 under 16s in the squads. So unfortunately lost that one. But yeah, fair enough.
Well, they're bound to. Marshall's gone off to West
exactly.
Brom. Did he come on? He was on the bench.
He did. Peter said Marshall came on for West Brom today. Got some praise on Twitter saying he got stuck in and didn't lose ball. Fair play to him. Fair play, and I hope he flourishes. Hopefully, he comes back a better and more sort of well-rounded player. Helen says, "I'm fearing the second half of the season with our thin squad and lack of goals." Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, let's have a look here. Helen says, Jake, what do you think the real reason is for us not bringing in any new players apart from Phillips, which is a loan anyway? I think that's a $1 million question, to be honest with you. I don't know why we decided to let 2 wingers go and not bring in a winger to replace either of them. I mean, it's just lunacy, to be honest with you. I can't understand it, and it will come back to bite us. at the minimum, we've got 2 Europe games plus the remaining Premier League games as well. And we are bound to get injuries. We are going to get injuries. And if we get a couple more injuries and no forward players, then we're done. We are down to the youth. Then that's it. And you won't find any other football club in the Premier League or probably down to the Championship that has probably their starting forwards, maybe 1 or 2, and then youngsters. You just won't find it, and it's untenable. And we are going to get punished for our naivety in the transfer window, in my opinion.
It's just a left-sided front man, really. That's what we're missing. Yeah. I mean, those 2 probably had to go because they're both of them have lost.
They were struggling.
Yeah. Love them so much, and Benny for what he's done. He's got shaken by the hand and say, "Well done, mate." He looked great when he started, and he was our best player at times. But his form just totally dropped off as well, and his confidence is gone. And a lot of that was what Moyes. You could see the body language between him and Moyes was never right. Oh. It was never right. It was never there. So he needs to go off somewhere else, and so did Pablo. Those 2 had to go, but they need to be replaced. And all we've got really is Cornet that can play out there.
Exactly.
I mean, strikers. Okay, everyone's saying we should have got strikers, but we have actually got with Bamba. We've kept Ings, Bowen, Antonio. I mean, we have got 4 guys that we could play as a striker. It's the left-hand side of midfield which we are really weak now. Yeah,
absolutely. And we've got to, are we at all going to? I mean, with the players we've got there, have we got enough to get us through? I don't know. I'm genuinely concerned about that. Peter says you can get an Oasis at Man City, linking to what Drinko said. Very good. And I wonder, they're on fire here, aren't they? Honestly. Oh dear. Ronnie says the real reason we didn't sign anyone is the
and alcohol.
Hey, there we go. Mike's got one in there as well. Very good. I'll think of one in about 5 minutes and I'll come back to it, Mike, because my comedy timing isn't quite at your level, right? Yeah. Good. Peter, I can understand them trying to integrate the players, but when it's a cup, we should play the strongest team available. Of course, talking about the youngsters. They're a good 2 minutes for corner. Yeah, that was it. Another West Ham balls up, which pretty much sums it all up. Warmed Cornet for his 5 minutes at Old Trafford. Brilliant. He'll come on the 91st minute and massively impact things. Right, put your predictions into the chat. I finally made it to the bottom of the comment section. So it's now time for Mike's prediction, where he's not going to nick mine. Mike, what are you going for?
I always take yours, Jake. You know what? I'm going for a 1-1 draw. My famous old 1-1 draw.
It's famous 1-1 draw. Do you know what?
Honestly, yeah. Heart says, head says other things, but I'm hoping we can scrape a draw.
Yeah, my head says a capitulation and a 3-0 defeat, unfortunately. My heart says 1-0 West Ham, nick it from a set piece, a spirited, gritty, determined performance to get over the line, because whenever, and the glimmer of hope I'm hanging on to, Mike, is whenever we've seriously questioned Moyes this season, he's just turned up in our face and just shoved a performance and shoved a result in our face. We had that Spurs one, we had the Arsenal one, the Brighton one shut a few up at the start of the season as well. And I sense we're getting to that now with the, run of results we've gone on over the last month and a bit. And I sense this is the opportunity now for him once again to just chuck a result in us, 1-0 West Ham, a spirited performance, and say, shut up, I sense that.
Yeah, it could happen, mate. I mean, I'll just love it. Obviously, I'll be watching it on the TV, and I just hope all the pundits start running us down and say, "Yeah, United are going to win this easy," because that's when we do pull off the shock.
Yeah, for sure. Right, they're all putting in their Oasis gags now, so let's just try and get through them. Will there be any cigarettes and alcohol, or is it just a champagne supernova? Or hang on, there's more. More likely to look back in anger.
That's more like it. Yeah.
Mike, will it be supersonic or not?
I don't think so.
No, you're not
No.
feeling that.
No, I'm not feeling that. Honestly, mate,
Or hang on, are we gonna slide away?
I think we're looking back in anger. That's what
Yeah, I think we are. Very true. Right, my prediction. I did it, didn't I? 1-0 West Ham, 3-0 Man
1-0.
United. Take a pick. Take a pick. There we go. Just imagine if Moyes had a master plan. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Do you know what? And we've all done this without looking. Do you know, I have not gone on and looked at an Oasis song list, and now I'm trying to think of any more. Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot. Have you got one more to finish things off?
I don't think I have, mate. I think I'm blown
Drop a
out.
like on the video, subscribe to West Ham Official if you are new. Jake, will you go? Jake, will you stand by me if you insist tomorrow? If you insist. I'm racking my brains now. I'm racking my brains, but yeah. Thank you very much, Jeremy, for participating in the chat. We went on for a little bit longer because, you know, I got to get the most out of the appearance fee that Mike presents on me. So, Mike, thank you very much for battling through your man flu. It's the worst type of flu.
Yeah,
I had that conversation with somebody a little bit earlier today, and I reassured them it's the worst type of flu.
Oh, it is by far the worst. Probably one of the worst things you can get, this man flu.
For sure. For sure. Will we definitely maybe turn up tomorrow at Old Trafford? There's another one. There's another one. Or will Moyes' tactics live forever? Should we keep going? Why not? Some might say that we will tomorrow evening be crying our heart out.
Oh, yeah.
Little by little, we'll grind a result out tomorrow at Old Trafford. Plenty of those away fans will be married with children tomorrow, but when they get back, will they be? I don't know. Right, I'll admit I am looking at a set list now, but
you're looking at that list. Yeah, well,
yeah. Mike, do you know what I mean? We're just gonna win.
Yeah.
Do you know what? We are talking tonight. We're going to let it all out tomorrow. It seems like half the world away up at Old Trafford tomorrow, but I'm looking forward.
Half the world away. Yeah. Well done, mate.
Looking forward to it. Cheers, Peter. Good travels to those going to Mankland. Stephen says, evening, Moyes out, Oasis crap at West Ham. Oasis of crap at West Ham. Be good. Be great to win there for once. Is that an Oasis song, Once?
Once, was it? Maybe, yeah. Definitely maybe.
Definitely maybe. So we've just put another one in there as well. We're doing it unintentionally now, aren't we? We're doing it unintentionally. But will Kudus be our rock and roll star tomorrow at Old Trafford? We will have to wait and see. There'll be a road trip early tomorrow morning, so set your alarms for that. There'll be a vlog. There'll be other sort of stuff as well. Mike, you're going to enjoy a lion tomorrow. I am most certainly not. Oh, Liam Gallagher tune is Once. Was it a Liam Gallagher song? Okay, all right, okay, good stuff. Mike, any final words?
No, mate. I think I'll just keep my fingers crossed that we can get something because Man United jump above us in the league, and we don't want that to happen because I know too many Man United likers. I've been to Old Trafford more times than they have, but joking aside, I just hope we can at least get some sort of result out there and a better performance because we need one and we need it badly, especially with the other games coming up, mate.
Exactly. Mike, I said maybe we're going to win tomorrow because you're going to be the one that saves me. I'll stop there. See, you don't have to be married with kids to go tomorrow. You don't. You don't. That's not a restriction. But I then need one more. Come on, Mike. You must have one.
I've got to have one more, and just make sure I don't hit the wonder wall.
Hey, there we go. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. This smile will not be on my face at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It might be, it definitely might be, or maybe. But yeah, from us, come on, you ones. I've dragged this out for long enough now. I've got no more Oasis references left in my tank. Mike, thanks for battling through. I'll speak to you very soon, and I will see you all tomorrow for a long old day. And yeah, thank you very much. Come on, you ones. Keep the faith if you at all can. Do you want to talk tonight? No, I'm going. Bye.